Hi, this is globalinvestorradio.com, and this is the first of the series discussing Ted Warren and his concept of becoming an investolator or being an investolator. And it's also discusses his first book as well, which we'll get onto later. One of the quotes from that book is, "The public reacts to various types of controlled price action," and I think that sums up Ted's method. Albeit perhaps maybe not just from Ted, there's plenty of other traders that have arrived at that conclusion as well. Ted Warren coined the word the investolator, and that's a cross between a speculator and an investor. And his idea behind coining that word was to describe the perfect type of trader, really, someone that goes in with the mindset of an investor and sells like a speculator, who doesn't end up holding on to a dog while it evaporates and dies. Now I'm just going to be reading a couple of excerpts from the introduction of Ted's book, just to give you the basics of the way he thinks and what he was trying to get across. "I will teach you to think in a manner that most people have never heard of. This a method based on knowledge of market manipulation and the psychology of the public. By the use of long-range stock charts, you will learn how the public reacts to various types of controlled price actions. These actions, like history, repeat themselves over and over. They can be relied upon and used with confidence. I will warn you of the hazards of short-term speculating, but will teach you how to make long-range profitable predictions. With patience and an emotional common sense, you will discover that you have a roadmap to success in the stock market. I will teach you that insiders can control the price action of a stock and the emotional public more easily than they control the earnings of a company." And this was the book that I read of Ted Warren when I was 17 years old, How to Make the Stock Market Make Money for You. I've always said the clue's in the title, and it's quite a good title if you think upon it. It's a bit like one of those Zen riddles. This book I feel came too early in my trading career. The method was too simplistic, it was too easy to understand, it made too much sense, and as a 17-year-old, you're just looking for something perhaps that's more complicated. And also the fact, reading the book as well, I didn't have enough knowledge and past history to judge what he was saying in an objective manner. But I always kept the book close by, and over the years reread it, took it with me to several different countries, and it's always been a book that I always enjoyed reading, and it was a fantastic autobiography of a man's career in trading and also his struggle through the Great Depression as well. So again, I can't emphasize enough, it's probably the best book I've ever read, and it took me about 15 years to come to that conclusion. So I highly recommend you go out and buy a copy. It's well worth the price. And just wanted to reiterate with the Oak Trader Report on a Sunday that they follow the methods and techniques that Ted Warren talked about in his Investolator system, alongside other traders as well that followed a similar type of ethos to Ted as well, and it's released every Sunday 11 PM Hong Kong time. Now I'm going to be updating a couple more recordings concerning Ted Warren, going more into the chapters of the book and explaining his 4-step method: accumulation, the markup, the distribution and the markdown of a stock, and the natural cycle it goes through. Although in terms of it being natural, that's up to debate. Perhaps it's the psychology that gives it its cycle, or perhaps it is manipulated that way. That part is still open to debate, and that's what we'll get into in Series 2 and Series 3 as well of this Ted Warren series. Over and out, and have yourself a good evening. Take care. Bye bye.